Howdy. For this problem, we're going to look at the centripetal force. So for this one, we have an equation that is centripetal force equals mv squared over r. And that can also be written as 4 pi squared mr over p squared. Okay, so how do you know which one to use? Well, if I give you r, you're going to use this one. If I give you v, you're going to use this one. And if I give you p, you're going to use this one. So it depends on what's given in the problem or what the problem's asking for. And to help you out, I would write down this chart. That force is measured in newtons. Mass we know is kilograms. Velocity we know is meters per second. Those are pretty obvious. R is the distance. It is measured in meters. And P is the period. The period is the time it takes to make one circle. So that's measured in seconds. Just like in waves, it's the time it takes to make one wave, period. Period is the time it takes to make one circle. So let's identify what I know here. So here, I'm going to highlight my values. And I'm going to write them down. So I have a mass of 2 kilograms. I have a 0.5 meters, so that must be an R because it's a meter. And then I have 200 newtons. That must be a force. And I'm trying to find the period. So because I'm trying to find the period in this problem, I'm going to use this equation. So I'll rewrite it. I'm going to use this is 4 pi squared mr over p squared. And now I'm going to plug in my numbers. So I get 200 equals 4 pi squared times my mass, which is 2, times my r, which is 0.5, over p squared. Okay, I can do this two ways. I can cross multiply now, or I can cross multiply later. I'm going to cross multiply now. So I'm going to cross multiply, and then I get 200 p squared equals, and then this is over 1, so I get 1 times 4 pi squared times 2 times 0.5. All right. I am then going to divide both sides by 200. And so I'm left with p squared equals 4 pi squared times 2 times 0.5 over 200. And then my last step would be to take the square root of both sides. And if I take the square root of both sides, and now I got my p equals, and now I'm going to put all that in my calculator at once. So I'm going to do p equals the square root of 4 times pi squared times 2 times 0.5 divided by 200, and I get a period of 0.44 seconds. So it takes almost half a second to go around the circle once. And that's it. So these are also just kind of plug and chug. They're a little difficult because you have one of two equations, and then you have these new variables like r and p, but just use this chart over here on the left and write down what you know, and then just plug the numbers in and crunch it. All right?